They are instead choosing to relying on someone else's principle, someone else's thought, someone else's power to control others. For example, that you said earlier that the leader of a certain group of environmentalists on a office that would environmentalists on the particular group. Okay, so basically for that you are failed to elaborate the guarantee that you will give as a government, because we are asking that. What guarantee that you will give as a the second of all, the government is seeing this into positive this is into positive of light, because as my other partners have said, and that I have said also, that corporates are corporates. Their goal is to gain the biggest revenue as they could. And you are said about long term and stuff. Long term, why wait for long term when we could wrap this thing and stop this thing as fast as possible by you guys working with the environmentalists. And you said it yourself that you have already worked with the environmentalists. But if you have working with the environmentalists, why you are choosing to let that responsibility go to other parties to be a burden for them? I'm not being a burden, to be held by them. Okay, that is quite a conclusion from me. The government is also incapable of looking at this issue from another angle. They are keep looking this at a environmentalist angles and cannot try to look at an opposition angle, to which the opposition could be the opposition is standing for those people who are scared for their lands, that they could be took or they could be destroyed by these corporations with the shield of environmentalists. And with the environmentalists being in the office, the corps could use them as a shield from lawsuits, when in fact the corporates does destroy the environment for their own gain. Okay, so basically the government is being too stubborn to let this thing being looked from other angles. And there is no guarantee that this cooperation thing won't go south. So basically, from the point that I've given and my partners have given, is that we as the opposition cannot see the guarantee that the government will give to us as a people, as the opposition, to ensure that the motion that they will give and they will provide and they will do won't go south and won't go the other way around. Because of that, we believe that the environmentalists should have been working with the government to educate people instead of working with the corporation that could go south and went very bad because of the government lack of control.
Okay, thank you very much for the speech. The reply speaker from the government's team is welcome to start their speech.
Okay, sorry, I think am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Right, thank you. I will be starting my 3, 2, 1. That the House believes that environmentalists should closely work with cooperation. There are a few points that we would like to point out first and foremost. First, that the solution from the opposition comes very late. They showed their solution the second speaker, and there's no reason why this is so, because their first speaker had plenty of time to actually bring to the table, right? So next, we cannot really see where the stance of the opposition is, right? We cannot really see what exactly they stand for. And if they want a guarantee, then we can guarantee to you at the very least that we are moving from the status quo and we are being changed. That at the very least, through this motion, we are bringing you change that will actually impact rather than stay in the status quo, which is a 0%, which is what they are going for, right? They say that it is better for environmentalists to actually just work with the government, which is already happening in the status quo, which you have already explained. And we see so many times that the government and the opposition actually agree, right? That actually, because of the status quo is that corporations still do not care, despite of the fact that environmentalists are already working with government. It is not enough. The status quo is not enough. And this is why we are proposing this motion, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a guarantee, our guarantee is that there will at least be a change happening around the landscape of businesses, right? At the very least, we can tell you that there will not be a 0% non-change that the opposition is proposing for you, all right? Now, let's go through the actual arguments that we have been going through. Like, government have given you a lot of mechanisms, a lot of setups to explain what exactly it is that we stand for. We have shown you that environmentalists have principles, and even if those principles are corruptible, putting them in a team together will prevent them from actually being corruptible altogether, because this will go against the principles of corporation that to look for profit, right? If you actually try to pollute or like taint all the members of this environmental team that will be in the corporation, then you would only risk more losses for what, right? So again, we agree on this, right? We agree that corporations are looking for revenue. We have shown you exactly how this motion will still bring them in revenue for the short term and for the long run as well. If you cannot see this, then ladies and gentlemen, we cannot tell you what else. We have already given you worst case scenario of what could happen if this motion passes, right? We have given you the worst case scenarios and the second speaker. We have given you best case scenarios as well. And at the very end of the day, we have given you a deep analysis as to how this motion should be passed and how this motion should influence and impact from 3 different angles. How can the opposition say that we are not giving or looking into different angles? The third speaker has already clearly stated that this will benefit the environmentalists by giving them more power within the company. This will influence them more, right? This will also give them more power to veto with the decisions made by the corporations, because as we have both agreed, corporations do not care in the status quo, right? Second dimension, second angle that we explore is how these corporations would relate to environmental impact, how this would relate to the environment in the general. And we have also already explained this to you, how this would actually benefit the environment in the long run, because they would be destroying Earth in a very slower rate if they continue to destroy Earth, because they want to continue to be profitable, right? Now, next, the impact to society. How exactly would this impact to society? How more, right? Well, just look into what we have already said to you thus far and tell us that influence of the environment from within the corporation would not benefit the society in the long run, in the sense that it would actually help them be and actually the environment. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, we believe that we are very proud to propose that the environmentalists should closely work with the corporation. One more note. The first speaker of the opposition seems to agree with our motion when they propose the counter mechanism that is contrary to the second speaker and the third speaker. Their counter mechanism is as such that the corporations should work for the environmentalists, which means that they should also still closely work with the environmentalists. So on the early goings, we see that the first speaker of the opposition has already agreed with our stance and our motion. And this is why we are very proud to propose and why we believe that we have won this debate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the speech. The debate has now concluded. We would like to extend our appreciation to everyone participating in OIM FIB UI 2022's English debate. Remembering that this is a silent round, all participants are now allowed to leave the Zoom by clicking Leave the Meeting. The winners will be announced on the 3rd of September 2022 in the grand closing of OIM FIB UI 2022. Once again, thank you very much for your participation and see you soon.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the debate.
Thank you very much, everyone. You guys did great.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Born to be Thursday child, kaya 할 길이